もの、これか。ちょっとわかるかも。ね、ルン。うん。
クローバー、目標達成です。
That is all she wrote. Thank the anime gods, it's over. I left my A rank party episode 24 was so effing dumb, but it's finally over. And here's the thing, it's not over forever, my friends. Season 2 has been officially announced. That's right. Let me see if I can actually pull it up here for everybody. Season 2, I left my A rank party. Yeah. This was officially announced. Let me see if I can get it in here. This was officially announced yesterday, so I'll take you guys over there on this journey with me. Where's it at here? So this was officially announced. This comes from Anime News Network. This was officially announced that I left my A rank party, blah, blah, blah. This was the new visual here as they go on their adventure. They're basically heading down to Silk's village, and, you know, Yuke's gonna get the permission to go and, you know, marry Silk or something, some BS, because she's a princess, an elf princess, whatever. Anyways, I am so effing happy that it's over. Like, this was such a dumb episode. And look, if you enjoyed it, you know, maybe there's something here that you enjoyed because you were here for 24 episodes. But I thought this was just total trash. And I use that with a very light brush just because I don't try and call things trash. But this is one of those ones that it wasn't. There's a bucket of anime, okay? There's a bucket of anime that people put in a trash category, but they're not trash, they're just low budget, you know, and I call those kind of like, you know, like junk food anime is typically what I call them. Like, they're junk food anime, they feel good, you know, they feel good, they're good in the moment, you know, they're a fun watch, you know, it's a fun time, it's a little gem. It's not, you know, it's not going to set the anime writing world ablaze, it's not going to set, you know, it's not going to win awards, but it's a little gem that we can share. But then you have something lower than that. And that's where I would put A rank is I would put that in like, it's bad writing. It's not enjoyable. The comedy doesn't hit. It's clearly not adapting the correct version of the story. They only focus on Yuke and Rain's romance, but yet he actually romances all of them. It's actually a harem anime. He has relations with Silk and with Marina and with Jamie. And he actually, the same things that they've shown that he goes to for Rain, based on all the commentary I've gotten so far and the actual source materials, he actually goes that far with all the girls at different points in time, but they don't show that. They don't want to adapt that. They don't want to show that it being a harem anime, but yet it is. So they instead want to focus on the fantasy and the adventure of the story, which is totally fine, but then that portion of the story sucks ass. So it's like the thing that makes the show kind of special and, you know, ecchi and maybe like you want to watch it, they remove that and they only focus on the one part that's actually not very good at all. So this episode was just terrible, and it was terrible because, you know, they go in and they finally fight the abyss darkness. They fight the achromatic darkness, and it ends up being like this dragon, you know, that his uncle's been, you know, going after forever. And then we find that Yuke's past is even more tumultuous because actually his uncle found him at one point, and blah blah blah. So they keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding onto Yuke's past, making him like this like. He has ties to this. He has ties to this. He was probably from the rules. He actually was from Japan, but he just doesn't remember. They just keep adding a bunch of bullshit to his story over and over and over and over. So then his uncle, the person that basically, like, his only, like, real family at this point, like, his only, like, legitimate family, his uncle dies, you know, but here's the problem I have. They could save Silk, right? Rain could save Silk. You know, she got hit with blight or whatever, but then his uncle gets hit with kind of like the same stuff, you know, maybe a little bit more harsh, but they can't save him. So you get poof. He just poofs away, and they're like, oh, well, maybe he'll get reborn or something. But then, like, he basically dies in his arms, and 2 seconds later, he's like, thank you, Clover, for living my dream. And they all come in, and they have a kumbaya, you know, hug, you know, F-fest. It's like, but, bro, your uncle just died. Like, what you mean? Like, what are we doing? You know, he's high-fiving over here. It's like, yo, your uncle just died in your arms, bro. What the hell? What the helly? You know? And it's like, okay, that's stupid. Then, you know, he has this big monologue about, like, I'm gonna go close the achromatic darkness door from the other side, and, you know, maybe I'll use a scroll of exit, and you guys gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here. And, you know, I'll be back, though. Don't worry about me. I'll be back. Basically, he just says, like, I'm gonna go sacrifice myself, and all the girls are like, no, we will go with you, blah, 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 blah. And then he does a scroll of exit. He's like, I can't do it. He's like, I'm gonna send you guys away. But then Rune interferes with the magic or whatever, and she's like, actually, I'm gonna go. it's been fun, y'all. And everyone's like, I can't believe Rune's gonna do it. And then after she does it, she sacrifices herself. You know, they're like, oh, I hope she's reborn. In that moment, they basically, again, they high five it being all over, and they're like, oh, we'll live for Rune's memory. It's like, she just died too. So Uncle died and y'all high fived. Rune died and you guys cried for like 2 seconds, and then you guys end up high fiving like, oh, well, we're gonna live on for her. It's like, dude, what is this terrible writing? Like, your girl just died, dude. She just sacrificed herself. Like, what the F is going on? Then they go, then you know, they show us like 30 seconds of them, all the festivities that happen, right? Because it's a big moment. Like, this is a big thing that's been plaguing the land for God knows how long. So they all get celebrated as heroes and stuff. But instead of actually showing us that celebration and them going through it, they just kind of show us like a flashback for like 30 seconds. And then they're like, oh, well, we're on to the next day. I'm going to write in my journal. We're going to Silk's hometown. And hopefully her dad isn't coming. And Silk's like, he won't. And then instead of having like an intimate moment with Silk in that moment, he then goes starboard to the ship and he kisses Rain there. And then all the girls come out jealous. It's like, what are we doing here? I don't know. Anyway, it's been such a terrible anime, terrible journey, terrible writing, terrible adaptation based on what everyone's told me. Like, just, it's like a 5 out of 10 anime. This anime has been so dog shit. Like, it's definitely going to be one of the worst. It's definitely going to be like, for me, probably top 5, top 10 animes that I've actually ended up finishing that I think is terrible ever. It's definitely going to be top 10 for sure of like worst anime I've ever actually watched. I don't think it's the worst ever, but definitely one of the worst I've ever watched to completion, at least for the first season or whatever you want to call it. Just doo-doo dog shit. Anyways, that's my final thoughts, guys. If you loved it, hey, more power to you. There's something here for everybody. It's kind of like Pokemon. Every Pokemon you hate is someone's favorite. Every Pokemon you love is someone's Pokemon that they hate the most, right? Like, so it's the same deal here with anime. Every anime that you don't like, somebody else does. That's why they continue to get, more seasons, right? This just got announced for a season 2. So obviously there's an audience out there that whatever this is doing, whether it's because they're watching because they're fans of the source material, or it just legitimately got popular, whether it's in Japan or here at the West, which all their decisions, frankly, they come from Japan. So, maybe they have a lot of viewership, whatever it's doing for a specific portion of a large population of people. So, because otherwise it wouldn't get announced for a season 2. Either that, or it really elevated their sales of manga or light novel, and they want more so they can continue the sales. It's one of those 2 scenarios. So, if you're those people, let me know in the comments below. But this was my final message to y'all. This anime sucked. I can't wait to read you guys' comments for what you guys' final thoughts were. But this was just not for me. I'll see you guys for this show. Never. But I'll see you guys in more summer anime, because summer anime has started off hot. And it started off this season hot with a brand new anime called The Private Tutor and the Duke's Daughter. The Private Tutor and the Duke's Daughter was awesome. So if you guys want to check out my review, check out the video popping up, or I'll probably put it on the cards. And I'll see you guys for more summer anime. All right. Peace.